2013, October 31st. Vilapkusa Manjali, the glorious sevas of Radharani. Vande Guru Paradhandvam Bhakta Vrinda Samanvitam Sri Chaitanya Prabham Vande Nityananda Sahoditam Shri Nandanandaram Vande Radhika Charanadayam Gopi Jana Samayuktam Vrindavana Manoharam Amala Kamala Raji Sparshi Vata Prashite Nija Sarasi Nidage Sayamalasaniyam Parijana Gana Yukta Kridiyanti Bakaryam Snapyati Nijadasye Radhika Mam Katanu. Today there's a new verse from Vilapkusa Manjali. Wonderful services. This is text 72. Shri Rupa Manjari Karachita Pada Padma Goshtendra Nandana Bujarpita Mastakaya Ha Modata Kanaka Gori Pradara Vinda Samvahanani Sanakais Tavakim Karishe Samvahanani Sanakais Tavakim Karishe. This takes place about 2:48 in the afternoon till 3:12 at Radhakund, Madhyan Lila. Tulsi Manjari, Raghunath Das, is remembering this pastime that he saw in his meditation, and then he's praying to again attain that wonderful service and giving shape to our prayers and aspirations as sadhakas, because our aspiration is the goal. The fulfillment of our aspiration is the goal, prayojan. And the goal is the eternal service of the lotus seat of Radharani and Krishna. So he's giving us these prayers in Vilapkusa Manjali and Stavavali to give the idea and the shape to our own prayers and aspirations. As he's aspiring and praying when, that's of course for our benefit. So we also pray when, and we hanker and we cry for mercy, and we wish that when would come much faster, much sooner than later. They have a phrase, better late than never, but in this line of sadhana, better sooner than later. The sooner that we have a spurti, an experience, a deep, profound realization, an encounter with God, an encounter with Radha and Krishna, the sooner we'll become steady and deeply surrendered and attached to Radha and Krishna. When you move in the society of Vaishnavas and you ask them, how many years you're practicing? And they say 5, 2, 3, 10, 15, 20. What is your most profound enlightenment and realization and experience? And it'll be interesting, the answers you may collect if you follow this line of questions. Because this is the example from the advanced devotees. They're always regularly having some encounters with and realizations of the Lord. I've heard from devotees I've associated with, when I ask them about their experiences, they tell me some realization. I had this realization, that realization. But it's usually about some point of philosophy, some understanding of the philosophy working and acting in their own life, which produced within them a great conviction and deepened their belief and furthered their enthusiasm and steadiness. But then when you press the point and say, have you seen Krishna? have you seen Krishna? Because Indians get right to the point when you meet them on the trains and you're traveling. So you're doing this sadhana bhajan. And so when you sleep at night, I remember when I first came in 77, and moving on a train from Delhi to Mathura, Taj Express, which doesn't go very fast. And then he sat there and he said, how long are you doing this sadhana? I said, 2-3 years. So what are your dreams? What do you dream of? And I couldn't say honestly that I'm dreaming of Krishna every night. So he said, what is this? No, you're a bhakta. You're a bhakta. You should be dreaming of Krishna. I said, all right, please bless me. I can dream of Krishna. So it's not as easy as the average person may think to tune in a sporty or to have a profound experience of Krishna. But he's saying, Kim Karishe, when will this happen? And he's glorifying Radharani and he's calling her Kanaka Gauri. Oh, golden-limbed girl, when can I carefully and happily massage your lotus feet? Why, Sri Rupa Goswami massages the lotus feet of Goshtendra Nandana, in whose arms you have placed your head. So there's some lila here behind this verse, of course. At this time of the day, at 2:48 to 3:12 in Radhakund, Radha and Krishna are relaxing after their amorous interlude together in the kunjas of Radhakund. And they're just relaxing. And Radharani has her arms around Krishna. She's lying on Krishna. Her head is resting on his bhujarpita. Bhujarpita mastakaya. Mastaka means head, and bhuja means arms. Mahabhuj. Mahabhuj is written in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is describing and glorifying Arjuna. Oh Mahabhuj, you're so powerful. With your powerful arms, Mahabhuj, pick up your Gandiva and start twanging the string. Twang. And make those heads spin and horses fall and win the war for one and all. So he's encouraging him by glorifying, we are so strong. Mahabhuj. So she's Arpita Mastakaya. With her head, she's worshipping, she's just lying on Krishna. Krishna is her pillow or whatever. And she's lying there and resting her head on his arm. This is a sight that's within a vision of us because we're reading the verse, and all those special manjaris and that have that special privilege to be there. So and then he's remarking as Rati Manjari, Tulsi Manjari is looking at Radharani, he's massaging her feet. He says, I'm happily massaging your feet. And next to me, there's two Sakhi Manjaris at the end of the flower bed, side by side, Rupa Raghunatha Pade. There they are. We follow side by side. Our devotional railway goes on 2 tracks. And if we stay in the middle of those 2 tracks, we'll be safe. In the middle is where the car is. If it goes off to the side, you're not safe. So in the middle of those 2 tracks, one track is Rupa and the other is Raghunath. Prayojanacharya and Abhidayacharya. So here they are, side by side, 2 tracks, 2 sevites, 2 manjaris, 2 teachers, 2 merciful oceans of compassion. Rupa Manjari is massaging. What a sight to see if you had some aerial camera in the kunja. Let's say the eyes of a parrot. That's the aerial camera. And say you're a parrot and you're perched in the tree in the kunja and you're looking down and you see this beautiful golden lady and this beautiful glossy sham person. Very beautiful. And the combined colors of blue and gold make a beautiful a beautiful emerald green. And there, in the tender, caring, loving hands of Tulsi Manjari are the lotus feet of Radharani. And then the hands of Rupa Manjari are the feet of Krishna. And how are they holding their feet? How are they rubbing them? Are they cracking their toes? Sometimes someone gives you a foot massage, they go like, It's not supposed to be a very good thing to do, but masseuses, or whatever they call them, massage wallahs, they think that's a good thing. Oh! So I don't think they do that. And their bodies, moreover, are not made of bones. There's no cracking bones there. Their bodies are totally bhav, prema, chit deha. As we in our mental quantum, antas chinta deha. Internally, anta chinta, we think in our chinta, in our mind, we meditate on our desired spiritual body for the nitya seva of Radha and Krishna. And that body is not skin and bones and as we know it. It's something extraordinary and beautiful and transcendental. So would be a very beautiful vision. So what Rupa Manjari is, or rather Tulsi Manjari is seeing, while she is very carefully, attentively, lovingly massaging Radharani's charan, she's looking at Radharani's entire form, and she's noticing how radiant. Radharani is Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, she's Gaurangi Radha, and she's very effulgent, and she's like Tadit Suvarna Champaka Pradipta Gaura Vigrahe. Oh, your Vigraha, oh Radharani, Lord Shiva is glorifying Radharani. Tadit Suvarna Champaka Pradipta Gaura Vigrahe. Your Vigraha, your form is Pradeept. It's like big light. Deep means a ghee lamp. Pradeep means a very big ghee lamp, like they have on the top of temples. On top of temples they have a kanda deepam sometimes in the old days. Always burning with ghee and a big light. Like now we have floodlights and spotlights. They would have ghee. So this Pradipta Gaura Vigrahe. So you're Gaura, you're very fair and you're effulgent. And how can I describe your color? It's Tadit Suvarna Champaka. Tadit. It's like lightning. Tadit means lightning. Tadit Suvarna Champak. Suvarna means golden champak. There's one type of flower called golden champak. And then Tadit Suvarna Champak. Suvarna Champak means a golden champak. You know that one they have in Bombay? You know that? Bombay, they sell it in front of Juhu Beach all the time. Those champak garlands. They're kind of closed like that, and inside the center of the flower looks like an ear of corn. Looks like maki. Maki? Maki. How do you say corn? Maki. So I get confused between flies and corn. How do you say fly? Yeah, it's maki and maki. Hindi's real tricky. You have to have a good ear because one's a fly and one's corn, or there's fly on your corn. You mean, hey, there's a maki on my maki. It's a little hard to catch sometimes. Old ears, slow brains. At any rate, that's what it looks like, and it's very fragrant. It's a very common flower, and they sell in little plastic packs with 5 flowers in a pack in front of Juhu Beach. It's very common. It's staples. But here it's uncommon. You can't find it in Braj. I planted 4, 5, 6 times that tree in this garden, and it would last for some time. The winter would go, or the summer would go. So that's Radharani. And some Sakhi Manjaris, that's their varna. Their complexion is like a golden champak. So that's an ordinary description. But here's Kanaka Gauri. Kanaka Gauri. Because there's some speciality in Radharani's varna, Vishesh varna, some very special color that's emanating from her anga varna, the color of her limbs at this particular time, because Kanaka Gauri is the color of the beloved's victory in romance. The beloved's victory in romance. And this is in Viparita Lila. Viparita means upside down. When the beloved takes the aggressive role of the lover, the Nayaka takes the aggressive role of the lover, it's called Viparita. she becomes very emboldened and very ferocious, and she topples the hero, and she gets on top and defeats him sometimes. So then Krishna's like this, and so Radharani's lying on top of Krishna. She's a lion that's defeated the elephant. Elephants are very proud, and Krishna's very proud also. And he walks like an intoxicated elephant. But in this particular intimate moment in Radhakund, it's describing Radharani has defeated Krishna, and now she's showing her colors. Like they have this phrase, oh, he showed his true colors. You heard this phrase? It's a phrase in America. That means someone he was pretending he was your friend, and then he cheated you horribly or ruined you or whatever. So he showed his true. He's showing blue, but inside it's red. So his real color is red. But you put on a blue shirt. Oh, see, it will be very nice, soft blue color. Actually, he's fiery red. So Radharani, she's showing the color of her Pram Vijayate. Radharani is completely victorious. So that color is Kanakagori. So Rupa Rati Manjari is massaging and seeing and remarking, oh, Kanakagori. So many names. Oh, Varoru, oh, Kanakagori. All these different names in these different verses of Vilakusa Manjali by Tulsi Manjari, they're effusions coming from his vision and his realization at the time of seeing this pastime. He's seeing it just like Krishna Karnamritam, Bilvamangala Thakur. He had a sporty of Krishna, he was seeing Krishna, and when he saw him, he wanted to write it. He was so overwhelmed with the beauty of Krishna. When he had darshan of Krishna, he felt like a tidal wave of sweetness washed over his entire being and flooded his whole heart and mind, and he became so full of ecstatic symptoms, and he was overwhelmed, and he wanted to write about his experience in his sporty. Oh, what sweetness I'm seeing, what sweetness I'm feeling, what sweetness I'm hearing and tasting, and my whole being is turned into one big ocean of sweetness. So then he took his pen and he started to write, and it just came out in one shloka from Krishna Karnamritam. Madaram, 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 Madaram. Madaram, because he was stuttering, he was stunned. Gadgara. Gadgara is a sattvic vikar, a transformation in prema, having sakshatkar darshan of Krishna. Jaga, gaga, jaga, gaga. Mahaprabhu is dancing in Rath Yatra in Jagannath Puri, and he's taking his Shamasundar Brajendra Nanda and Jagannath Swami from the temple, Sri Mandir, which represents Dwarka or Kurukshetra. Come with me to Sundarachala, Sundarachala, the golden mountain, the golden hill. And there in beautiful kunjas at Gundicha Mandir, we will enjoy. This is the bhav of Radharani, Radha's bhav. Come, Jagannath, come with me. And that's what Mahaprabhu is feeling and projecting as he's dancing in front of Jagannath Swami. And then at that time when he looked up, his throat was choked as he prays in Shikshastakam. Nayanam Gadada Shirdaraya Vadanam Gadgara Hridayagaya. Right? Vadanam Gadgara. My vad, like Mayavad. Mayavad means speech, position, philosophy, words. Vadanam Gadgara. When he's praying in Shikshastakam, when will I be in that bhav, that state of bhav and deep love when my voice will choke up? Here he's showing clearly that verse in the Rath Yatra. And he can't even, he wants to say Jagannath. 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 And he simply says, Jaga, 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 Jaga. That's all he can say, Jaga, Jaga. In the same way, when Bilvamangala saw Krishna in his sporty, then he said, Madhura, Madhura, Madhura. He couldn't, he's writing, it's like, I don't know, it's like getting your wheels caught on ice or something in the West or in the Russia. You can go somewhere where there's ice on the roads and you're going, zzz. You're not going anywhere, it's going like this, and the car's like this, if you have the experience. So he wants to write a pada, a Sanskrit pada with so many different words and alankara and everything. And it's madaram, 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 and then madaram, 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 etan mangalam. So this is the experience and the ecstatic moment. So Rati Manjari is seeing Radharani and it says Kanaka Gauri, Kanaka Gauri. So this pastime, as I mentioned, it's here at Radhakund, and there's some Leela revealing the intimacy and confidentiality and loving trust of Radharani's Manjaris. This is their speciality, their seva access. The seva access of the Manjaris is their unique speciality, which they have over all the other Sakhis of Vrindavan, including the Radharani's most Priyanarma Ashtasakhis. Swamini Radha is resting her head on Krishna's left arm as a pillow. And Rupa has lovingly given Tulsi Manjari the service of massaging Radhika's lotus feet, while she massages Brajendra Nandan's lotus feet. Radha and Krishna are sweetly smiling at each other and whispering soft, unintelligible, romantic words to each other. They have completely forgotten all about the presence of the Sakhis and Manjaris, because their presence, they're practically like invisible. Because will you be aware of your own shadow when you're moving down the street? Oh, my shadow! I feel the presence of my shadow, your chaya. You won't feel it. Do you feel disturbed by the radiance of your aura? And the Russians, they developed a scientist named Kirlian or something like that. Developed some photography in the 70s called Kirlian photography, very high-speed film and cameras and lenses and whatnot with a particular background. And a studio, they would take people there and photograph them, and they could see the colors of the light, vibration of light emanating from the head and different organs of the human body. There are many, many books written about this, aura, A-U-R-A. In Hindi they say Jyoti, Jyoti. But every human being has auras, and then in different states of health or different states of consciousness, there are different colors in the aura. It's quite a deep science, and amazing science. Not so much important for Krishna consciousness, but having studied it 40 years ago, I remember something. But the idea is that everyone has this aura field around their body, this energy, and it has different colors. And it's wherever we are, it extends about 3 feet in each direction of our body and mind, our head. Our space. Like people say, give me my space. In India, it's like one aura. It's like the Bharat Jyoti, because there's no space. There's no space between any individuals, so everyone's aura overlaps. There's just one collective Brahman. Bharat Brahman Jyoti. Everyone's merged in that one Brahman of Bharat. I don't know what color it is, maybe green, orange, and white, or whatever the flag is. The Indian flag is green and orange and white, I believe so, something like that. But it's like that, so we don't feel disturbed by it. Oh, it's part of me, it's where I am, I don't even know, I never heard about it till you just said it. Some people may be like that. But you can go on the net and you'll find 10,000 books about it, 10,000 articles. You can waste a lot of precious time, which I haven't done because I already read before I was a devotee. That's the Manjaris are like that. The presence of the Manjaris is like Radharani's aura. She doesn't even know they're there. She's not even aware. Just like if you're rubbing your feet, if you're sitting alone and you're pressing your feet, doing your own self pressure point massage, acupressure massage, and pressing your lung point and then your pancreas and all those different points, trying to get some kind of health. And then do you feel, I feel shy in front of my hands? I feel embarrassed in front of my hands. Of course not. It's your anga, it's your body touching your body. So when Rati Manjari or Rupa Manjari touches the body of Radharani or Krishna in massage or bathing or anything, at any time, they feel their body is my body, your anga is my anga. Ek anga. Like we say, ek anga bhakti. There's Navavida bhakti, which is 9 angas or limbs. Then there's Panchanga bhakti and Ekanga bhakti. Ekanga means just doing one limb, kirtan. And Panchanga means 5 limbs, hearing Bhagavatam, Sankirtan, living in Braj, worshipping Thakurji, and Sarasanga. So Sarasanga, that's a lima bhajan called Padasevanam. And of course, deity worship is Archanam. So it's Panchanga. But Ekanga means only one, kirtan, and that's the best, that's Sarvashrestha. Sarvashrestha sadhana bhajan. Of all, Sarva Shrestha, the best is kirtan, the holy name. So this is, Ekanga means one body. So here, when Tulsi Manjari, Raghunath Das, is massaging Radharani's feet, she forgets about it, she doesn't even know. So if no one's around and you feel private and you're just alone with your beloved, you can say so many things. But if your mother-in-law was sitting in the same room in a chair, would you be lying with your husband saying something? Would you even be lying with your husband? But would you be saying, if anyone was there, even one of your girlfriends was there, sitting there watching you and you're saying all these silly things and sentimental sweet things to your beloved? Not in 1,000 years such a scene would ever take place. It's a private zone, it's a private space, don't get too close. I only open up that personal space for a selected few, namely one, lover and beloved. But there's no space between the mind of Radharani and her Manjaris. There's no separation between Radharani and the minds and hearts of her Manjaris. They're one in heart, one in mind, one in space, and one in body. This is the Manjaris of Radharani. That's her speciality. So it goes on that, so we hear about this special privilege sevas that only the Radharani's kinkaris can render. We don't hear any descriptions of Sakis here at this time. And Radharani feels no shame or embarrassment in the presence of her Sakis. The Manjaris, they perfectly understand Radharani's mood because they're tat-tad bhavichatmika. Their icha, their desire, is that bhav, that gopi bhav that's in Radharani's heart. They want to experience that. They want to serve that bhav and they want to experience it. And what Radharani's feeling as when she's serving Krishna, as she's loving Krishna. They don't want to feel what it feels like to love Krishna or serve Krishna directly. That's called sambhoga chatmika. Sambhog. That I desire to enjoy together, sambhog, with Krishna. I want to enjoy with him and have him enjoy me and experience that directly. But the Manjaris, they identify with Radharani's bhav. So they're one in bhav. That's why I said the Manjaris are one in bhav or one in heart with Radharani. So she doesn't feel any, they understand her mood. And this is explained that Rupa and Tulsi understand Radha and Krishna's mood. So they softly massage their lotus feet while listening to their sweet words and looking at their sweet forms. Radhika feels no shame before her maidservants, and that makes them especially dear to her. She can trust them completely. The Manjaris can trust Radharani completely because they're called Palyadasis. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Ami Radhika Palyadasi. Ami Radhika Palyadasi. I am a maidservant. Palya means protected, it means nourished, it means maintained, like a daughter and a mother. Of course, they're friends, but there's an implication there of a mode of vatsalya between Radharani and her near assistants, her dear Sakhis, Manjaris. She feels like, I have to look out for my little sisters. I have to protect my little sisters. Because the Manjaris are only 13 years old. They can't fend for themselves, and Radharani's 14. She's so much bigger. She's 14 years and 2 months and 15 days. So the Manjaris, they like so much that mood. It's very nice to be under the shelter of someone. It's a very nice feeling that to have someone in your life you can fully trust, and you know in all circumstances, at all times, in all places, this person will protect me and never let me down, and this person will nourish me and do everything for me. And all I have to do is be faithful. And all I have to do is surrender. And all I have to do is serve. And they'll do the rest. They'll do everything else. So that's the Manjaris. They just have to surrender to Radharani and serve her, every wish and command. And she does everything else. She arranges for your food and your clothing. She gives you her clothing. Prasadi Vesh. Food, she gives you her prasad. Her tambul batika, which is the most rasic, madhurya-filled remnants from her mouth. Krishna, it comes in parampara. Krishna Kamuk, Radha Kamuk, Manjari Kamuk. Comes from the mouth of Krishna to the mouth of Radharani directly. Direct delivery, and then into the hand of the Manjari. So the Manjaris are living hand to mouth. The Manjaris are living hand to mouth from the remnants of Radharani. Radha Rani ki. Huh? I think there are a bunch of cowherd boys here, it looks like. Must be. Some spies for Krishna Balaram, I think. Radharani ki. Yeah, that's a little more to the point. So they're hearing all these sweet words and they're relishing. And Radharani feels no shame before her maidservants, and that makes the maidservants specially dear to Radha. Radhika is Kanaka Gauri because she has become spotlessly pure after giving up all her pride, her man, and submitting herself to Krishna. So this now this next description of the flow of the Leela and the Seva of Tulsi Manjari for the pleasure of Radhika and the Kunja at Radhakund, it indicates some very important qualities that we should all have in the execution of our sevas for the pleasure of Sri Hari, Sri Guru and Vaishnavas. And the qualities I've written down, what I could observe, is that this next description you'll hear will reveal the thoughtfulness, care, and absorption in seva, Radha Seva, solely for the pleasure of the divine couple. Thoughtfulness, care, and absorption in seva for their pleasure. So this point, because massage is such, if you're already slightly fatigued, a little tired, and maybe sore from some sports or dancing in Rath Yatra or whatever, kirtan, and someone gives you some massage, and not very long after, or even during, you'll fall asleep during the massage. So lo and behold, Yugal Kishore, after a short time, they fell asleep. But then what? What was the thoughtfulness of Rati Manjari? She was thinking, Tulsi was thinking, well, they're sleeping now, so I was massaging them to relax, to remove their fatigue of their sporting, and to serve them. But now it seems to be very effective. They've fallen asleep. So what if I stop massaging and get up? But if I do that, this is the thinking of the servant, if I do that, then they may wake up, or Radharani may wake up, because my hands and her feet, my hands massaging her tender soft feet and her feet have become one. So then if it's one body, then if the body is sleeping, then my hands have to stay here with the body. If I move, then it may disturb Radharani. So she's thinking, how carefully she's thinking, moment to moment. Okay, I'm done my service, okay, go. No, but wait a minute, what is the effect? Am I really done? And if I conclude my service now, will, is it exactly be pleasing? So she's thinking, so she just keeps gazing at the beautiful vision of Radha Madhav's sweetness. So this reminded me, I wrote in my notes, reminded me of, I mean, it's quite a little different, but it's something similar. I couldn't help keep my mind from going there, because a devotee's mind is always full of thoughts of Guru, Gauranga, Gandharvika, and Govinda. Every devotee has a 4G connection. Guru, and some have like 5G, because they have Goswamis there also. And then if they're like Giriraj Bhaktas, then they have 6G connection, because they have Giriraj there. Their minds are always full of thoughts of Guru, and then Giriraj, and Goswamis, and Gauranga, and Gandharvika, and Govinda. That's 6 Gs. It's super fast. But maybe a lot to think about, all at once. So when one is thinking of Krishna, Gandharvika, Giridhari, then often his mind may go to Gaur. Or when one is thinking of Gauranga, then his mind may go to Govinda. And that particular line of thinking is part and parcel of an aspect of Raganuga Sadhana Bhajan and Smaran Anga Bhajan. Smarana means Shravanam Kirtanam Smaranam, remembering. Anga means a limb of, Navanga Bhakti, Navavida. Vida means types of, categories. So in Smarana Anga Bhajan, that's a bhajan, a way of worshipping Radha and Krishna, which is concentrating on memory, thinking, now they're here, now they're there, I'm thinking I'm doing this, I'm thinking I'm doing that, I'm remembering this pastime, remembering the forms, remembering the setting, remembering Vrindavan, the palace, the rooms, my Sakhi Parampara, my own form, my seva, the birds, the parrots, deer, peacocks, everything I'm remembering in my mind. Smarna Anga Bhajan. But in this Raganuga Bhajan, they tell us first our mind should be full of thoughts of Gauranga. And Gauranga, his Madhyan Leela. I want to enter meditation on Gandharvika, Govinda's Madhyan Leela, and Radhakund. But first I should meditate on Gauranga's Madhyan midday pastimes in Srivas Angam, Pushpodhyan. Srivas Angam has two aspects. He has beautiful vast gardens and kunjas, something like Radhakund. Then he has the mandir. He has the mandir with his Thakurji, I don't know, Lakshmi Narayan, I don't remember who's ever there, and his family deities. And they have the Nat Mandir in the big courtyard in front of the deities, and then they have the dancing. So in the evening time, the Ras Leela pastimes of Mahaprabhu, he's in Srivasangam dancing in that courtyard in front of the deities. And the Shataprahara Leela, and Chaitanya Bhagavat, there's Shataprahara Leela. For 21 hours, Lord Chaitanya got up on the throne, the Singhasan of there's so many shalagrams there in Srivas Thakur, he's a Brahman's house. So many shalagrams and Murtis of Lakshmi Narayan, I'm not sure, I can't remember his actual family deities. But Lord Chaitanya went up there and sat on the Singhasan for 21 hours, Shata Prahar. Prahar is 3 hours and Shat means 7. 21 hours. And he picked up all his shalagrams and on a tray or whatever, and he held them on his lap. Then he called the devotees, this is Chaitanya Bhagavat. And he called them one by one and said, remember when this and remember when that. And that's that boatman that came to save you, Srivas, when the Mughals were chasing you to the Ganga and about to kill you and your family. And you boarded that boat at 1 o'clock in the morning in the middle of a fog and rainstorm, and there are no boatmen anywhere in sight. That boatman was me. I came to save you from those aggressors. And like this, Lord Chaitanya, one by one, called his devotees up. So this is the process that we meditate first on Gaur Leela and then Govinda Leela. That's it, what we're told by the Acharyas. So then when I was thinking of this beautiful, very high, intimate pastime of Radha and Krishna, and gradually from the very expert massaging of Tulsi Manjari and Rupa Manjari, then the divine couple Yugal Kishore fell asleep. And then Tulsi Manjari was thinking, well, Radharani's sleeping. Can I leave my service? Can I get up now? But no, maybe if I do that, she'll get startled and wake up, and I don't want to disturb her. She's so tired, and now she's resting. So then my mind, from that Gandharvika Giridhari Smaran, it went to Guru Smaran. And I thought, oh, it's evening time in Mayapur. It's summer. There are many mosquitoes. Prabhupada is inside his mosquito net on his bed, like we have our mosquito net on the veranda. The tall ones they have, like this one they get in Bengal. And very comfortable. So now Hari Sari, every night he rubs Prabhupada's legs, massages Prabhupada's legs. Because when you get old, sometimes you get edema, because the kidneys aren't functioning properly, and you get swelling of fluids in your hands and feet. Your feet swell up at the end of the day, by the end of the day. So you invert your legs like this to sleep, where someone presses your muscles and kind of moves the fluids out. So it becomes painful also. So Prabhupada was feeling that pain. So this is a not only remedial measure to massage his legs, but also very relaxing and a good aid conducive to Prabhupada's rest, sleeping. So then usually Prabhupada would just, would massage Prabhupada's legs and he would fall asleep. So Prabhupada said, get inside the mosquito net, there's too many mosquitoes to keep the net up. So Harisari describes himself personally. I got inside the mosquito net with Prabhupada, inside the machar jelly, on the bed, and they tucked it in so no mosquitoes would come in. So Prabhupada is lying there, and the servant Harisari is massaging. And after some time, it was a long time, 1 or 2 hours, he was massaging Prabhupada's legs, and Prabhupada fell asleep. So then he was thinking in his mind, I guess I usually massage Prabhupada till he falls asleep. Then it's the signal that it's all right, I can stop massaging and go and sleep myself. And that's what he would do every night. So he was massaging a long time, 1 or 2 hours, and finally Prabhupada appeared to fall asleep, as usual. So then he was very tired, Harisari, the servant. So then he got up to leave. Then he got out of the mosquito net very quietly. He didn't want to disturb or wake up Prabhupada, just like Tulsi Manjari doesn't want to get up. I couldn't help but see the same thing. As far, somehow Krishna took me to Guru. As Guru takes you to Krishna, Krishna takes you to Guru. And that's the whole idea of Brahmanda Brahmatekon. Brahmanda Brahmatekon Bhagavana Jiva. Krishna gives you a drop of bhakti, and then with that bhakti he gives you prarana. Guru Krishna prasadi pai. Krishna gives his mercy, pai, and you receive his mercy. And a drop of bhakti comes in your heart, a drop of interest in God and desire to serve God. And then that becomes a prarana. Prarana means an inspiration. I want to find God. I really want to serve God. I want to love God. I need a guide. I need a guru. I need books. I need shastras. I need to know the way, what to do, how to find God. Where is he? So then Krishna in the heart is moving and directing. Yantra Hridaya Maya. In the Gita he's telling, I'm directing everyone from within his heart. What to speak of those that I give bhakti. When Krishna picks out someone, it says, Kon Bhagyavan. Brahmanda Brahmate Kon. Kon means anyone. Anyone becomes fortunate. Why did they become fortunate? This we can't say. This is called Ahoituki Kripa. Bhagavan Ahoituki Kripa. It is a causeless mercy of Bhagavan. That he's okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, da 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 da. There's thousand, like, okay. It's like, ting. Okay, number 105, oh you. Then you're looking for something to eat, and you're sleeping in the park in Heidelberg, and you get up in the morning, you're hungry, and you look in the trash bin and you find a loaf of bread, whole wheat bread, organic, naturally. It's a good trash can, high class neighborhood. And then next to it, but it's all, some magazine is underneath it. So what is this? And somehow you have some curiosity. Okay, I need the bread. I take the bread. Because God gives us our daily bread. So then I take the magazine and I'm eating the bread. So what is this crazy magazine? On the cover there's some blue guy or girl or I don't know what. Long hair and some yellow dress and some kind of hippie musician or something. I don't know. Some girl, guy or I don't know what it is. Some blue person with yellow dress and has a flute and really long wavy hair and such a girly looking face, but then there's no thing on the top. There's nothing up there, just this shutter. Very strange figure. And blue, I mean, what is this, E.T. or something? So he starts reading it. Krishna directed him. Some random jiva, Kon Bhagavan, gets that bhagya. He becomes fortunate, gets the BTG, starts the bhakti, then eventually goes on, practices, does bhakti, then eventually finds guru, then goes on. Narta Nivriti, Nishta Bhava Prema. So this reminded me of... so when Harisari, he got up, he thought Prabhupada was sleeping, and he started to leave. He's walking out, and he's just about to leave the room. Prabhupada says, Harisari, where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, Prabhupada, excuse me, I thought you were sleeping. No. So he run back in, got back in the mosquito net and massaged. So these Manjaris are so careful and they're thinking at every moment. So this last point is that Tulsi keeps the lotus feet of her beloved Swamini on her lap and massages them after she's using her hands, and so delicately and so adroitly and carefully. Radharani falls asleep and she thinks, oh, very successful massage, Radharani is sleeping. But now, when she's sleeping, she may become more sensitive to the touch of my fingers. So in line of her thoughtfulness and her care, she's thinking, maybe that because now she's sleeping, she may become even more aware somehow of what I'm doing. So then she decided to change the idea. So she stopped massaging with her fingers, then she took her hair. And she's just rubbing her hair. She's sitting on the end of the flower bed with Radharani's feet in her lap, and she's massaging them with her hair, which is much softer than her bare hands. So this is a glimpse into the spiritual world, a glimpse into the Nitya Leela of Radha and Krishna at Radhakund, and the incredibly intimate and confidential sevas that are rendered by the Sakhi Manjaris. And this is what Gauranga Mahaprabhu came to offer to all the jivas of this Kali Yuga. This opportunity to become a servant of Radharani and Krishna in the groves of Vrindavan. This is the great gift he's offering to anyone who desires such a fortune, and then Krishna can make all arrangements for him to receive that fortune of becoming the eternal servant of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. So we can go on to the next verse. So just see the ever-increasing expertise in her service from her hair. And she's... So that when one is very serious about seva, he gets newer and newer ideas how to perfect it better and better. For example, every day you're cooking for the deities, maybe sweets or the afternoon sweet. So there's so many infinite recipes and infinite preparations you can cook. But you may get into some routine. Okay, I made this last week. Okay, I'll make it again. That was easy. I don't have much time. And I'll make this thing and that thing. And I know these 10 basic things that are pretty good. But then sometimes we think, oh, wait a minute, I should expand. I should become more and more expert in something new and something better. So then if you're really into it, when you're not cooking for the deities, you're practicing at home. You get a recipe book, or you find out, you go to some friends that know lots of sweets, or cakes, or whatever, and say, can you teach me some more things? And why? Well, because I'm cooking for Thakurji. I want to offer some new things I have. My repertoire is kind of small. I want to expand my repertoire, my knowledge of the preparations. So that shows an expertise and a ever-increasing desire to improve and expand the seva. So this is naturally coming in the heart of Tulsi Manjari because of her intense love for Radharani. When one has intense love for Krishna or intense love for Radharani, then automatically so many desires for seva, and along with the desire comes the ability to execute it and offer it properly. The desire for seva is an individual choice. The desire for seva is an individual choice of the sadhaka. And the ability to render that seva comes from Krishna. He gives ability. He says in Gita, I am the ability in man or women. Purusham Rishu. So this is, we see that Tulsi Manjari is thinking, oh, what now? Oh yeah, this is my hair. So that's a rather novel way to give a massage. They use many types of different mechanisms in the modern massage parlors to massage people. They have little handheld electric vibrators, and they put on their hand and it goes whoa, 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 and they hold it on your back and it goes whoa, whoa, and things for your rollers for your feet, and all different kinds of wooden pieces and all different things to massage your bones and muscles and like that. But I don't think they ever they couldn't imagine to think of, oh, let me take my hair let me take my hair braid, the end of my hair braid like a wonderful paintbrush, so soft and so delicate, and then massage the feet. It's quite an amazing thought and seva to think about it. That's putting your everything into your service. We say that you should put your heart into your service. Some people are a little bit not fully committed and not fully surrendered and fully enthusiastically serving to their best capacity. They're holding back because of attachments and laziness and lack of realization and lack of surrender. But when we fully surrender, then we can put everything we have into it, our minds and hearts and bodies and all our desires. And that's the standard of pure devotion, which Rupa Goswami outlines in Nectar Devotion. He said, what is pure bhakti? Anya bilashita shunyam, jnana karmadyanavritam, anokulyena krishnanu, shilanam bhakti uttama. Uttam bhakti, the topmost pure offering of love, is an offering of love that's not tainted with selfishness. The topmost pure offering of love is an offering that's free from ego and free from me-ness. It's all about you-ness. It's all for you. And it's not, Abhilash means my profit. Abhilash means, what do I get? My benefit, my profit, my desire, my art. Anya, no other Abhilash, no other calculation, no other. It's not like we're doing profiteering with Krishna. Well, I'm doing this for you. What are you going to do for me? What's my percentage? Do I get a commission? Krishna, if I serve you, do I get a commission? I get some kickback? Some it's not like that. So we can go on the next verse. Well, maybe we'll go to Chaitanya Charitamrita class, then we'll have full time tomorrow on this verse. That's verse 72, and tomorrow is 73. 73, his meditation, Raghunath Das's meditation, he's in Radhakund, and sometimes in that same time period, midday, from 10:48 to 3:36, Krishna and Radharani, they shift the venue, because they're not robots, and they're not on a time clock and working 9 to 5 in a fixed factory. They can have Ras Leela any time of the day. They can engage in one pastime all day if they want, and completely throw their so-called schedule out the window. And they're free, but there's a basic schedule that they follow. But in any given time, according to their love or their desire, they can vary the schedule or completely change it. Because generally Ras Leela is at Govardhan, Chandra Sarovara, or in Vrindavan, Yamuna Pulinam, Dhira Shamira Vamshivat. But even sometimes at Radhakund, at night there's Ras Leela. And that's described in Radhakundastakam by Raghunath Das Goswami about the evening rasa dance at Radhakund in a late night. So on this one day, we'll hear tomorrow how the divine couple, and Yogamaya, arranged that they went to Dangati, and Dan Bihari is there, and Dan Nivartan Kund, and they had a pastime of tax collecting. It was during this time, midday. So we'll hear that tomorrow.